Ayo, what is groovy? What is good? It's your boy Papa Capes, and we are back with yet another Raid Shadow Legends video. Thank you so much to Raid for sponsoring this video and for hooking us up with our own download link that you can find in the description below. Starting out with that link directly supports me, directly supports the channel, and just helps us continue building what we are building right here. If you, your friend, or a family member wants to start Raid or decides to start a new journey on Raid, feel free to use that link. Starting out with that link immediately gets you access to Tholen Falbeard to add to your roster, and as you progress just a little bit, you'll be greeted by the likes of Uugo, Gore, and Mausoleum Mage. Right now, you can either use code RAID7 for Pelops the Victor or code Wrath for Padraig. To get a third legendary on your account, Skeletor has returned in an in-game event, and on the 7th day of logging in, you'll be greeted by a Skeletor that you can claim from the event. That's a 3 legendary start right now in Raid. What are you waiting for? Let's get it. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 specific champions once again. I think it's perfectly fine introducing you all to my account, as I'm here for the journey. I'm here for the long term. So allowing for you guys to get to know my account and what I have access to on my account, I think is pretty cool. We're not going to be talking about the 5 legendaries again like we did. However, we will be talking about 5 epic champions that have carried my account. Yes, 5 epic champions that I used from early on in my account, the first week or 2 up until now. I consistently still use these 5 epic champions everywhere in the game. And the first champion is actually a champion that you can get starting out with my link. It's your girl, Uugo from the Ogren tribes. And to briefly run over how I've got a build: in Stone Skin, Protection, Righteous, Pinpoint, and Chronophage. Her stats are currently looking at 50k HP, 2.5k attack, 4,127 defense. She's chilling at 251 speed, 34% crit rate, 142% crit damage, 245 resistance, and 343 accuracy. So why Uugo's made it into this team? First of all, she's one of the main components of my arena team. That is why she's at exactly 251 speed. She's at exactly 251 speed. She comes in with that A2, which immediately does a 60% decreased defense debuff on the enemies, and it's AoE. And then she obviously then also does the block buffs, which is amazing for Hydra. I still use Uugo in either my first Hydra team or my second Hydra team, and I've got a built in Cruelty. She is fully mastered. She is fully booked. And don't get me wrong, Uugo kind of loves to read. She kind of loves to read. Are there any skins for her? No, there's not. So this is one of the champions that I've been using on my account for the longest of time. She also has a leech on the A1, and then she has a heal on the A3. And the passive allows for her to get a block damage buff if she's the last champion alive, which then allows for her to then, if you keep that A3, she can revive the entire team only when she's the last one alive. And trust me when I say, the amount of times Uugo has clutched up a fight for me with that entire team revive, I literally cannot count them on both my hands. So it's 100% been more than 10 times. She is the clutch queen, in my opinion. She has added so much value to my account throughout Arena. Early days, she used to be in my Clan Boss team as well, Demon Lord specifically, but throughout Arena, Live Arena, Tag Team Arena, I still use it in Hydra. Like I say, I sometimes use it in Chimera when I'm trying to find out what other synergies there are. She is absolutely fantastic. So that is the first one. Once again, if you do start with my link, Uugo will be the first champ that you were greeted with right after getting to level 15. The second champion on this list is actually also a support champion. I think 60% of the champions today is going to be support champions. They just carry the account and enable many other champions to excel. So the second one is actually from the Apprentice Pass. I'm lucky enough to have at a +2, and that is Rector Drath from Knights Revenant. She is so consistent in what she does. She is solid, she is tanky, she increases the survivability, she just enhances the longevity of my team's survivability. That makes no sense. That sentence is weird. She is just so consistent in enabling the team to stay alive for longer. She is so consistent in providing those revives. Just like Uugo with the revive, Uugo's got an AoE revive, but it's conditional. Whereas Rector has a single target revive that's not conditional. As long as it's off cooldown, she can use it. Just to go over her build very briefly, she's in Perception, Double Righteous, Pinpoint, and Stone Skin. And her stats, she's sitting at 80k HP, 3k attack, 3,800 100 defense, 207 speed, 51 crit rate, 95% crit damage, 269 resistance, and 210 accuracy. Just looking at this now, she's got way more HP than Uugo. I wonder if that's because, I wonder when I built Uugo if I sacrificed some HP for more defense, but then also to ensure that I had the speed. That's her build. Those are her stats. She is fully mastered. She's also then fully booked. The blessing that I've gotten her, because we have her in a 3-star soul, is Survival Instinct, and she also comes with a 55 resistance increase aura in Doom Tower. So oftentimes when I do need that additional resistance, I would use Rector in the leader spot to sacrifice some of that speed, but to get additional resistance. And then we've also got her in the Wand of Submission. Now, Rector was also a champion that I got very, very early on my account, because I got the Apprentice Pass, which gives you Rector at the beginning. But then I also got 2 more Rectors after that. So when I pulled her, I was immediately like, this was before I knew about Faction Guardians. So I instantly knew about empowering, and I'm like, yo, this is going to be the first +1 on my account. Let's get it. Boom. So we empowered her to +1. And then I pulled her again, which means that I had another chance to put it in as a Faction Guardian, but I didn't, and we got it to +2. So yeah, she just comes in with those veils, with the decreased attack on the A1, and the heal value that she adds is crazy. The A1 provides that decreased attack. The A2 is the heal that provides a heal on all allies by 20 HP of her max HP. She then also places Perfect Veil and continuous heal. And then this is the revive on the A3, which we've gotten down to a 4-turn cooldown after booking. And then the passive, whenever an ally under a Veil or a Perfect Veil buff gets a turn, heals them by 10% of their max HP, also increases the resistance of all allies under Veil and Perfect Veil by 50. So that's really cool. Really, really cool. Rector is consistent. She is reliable. She is just... She doesn't oftentimes get the spotlight, but she is one of the biggest reasons why many of my champions are in the spotlight. On to the third champion we go. It's going to be yet another support champion. It's going to be Venomage from the Lizardmen faction, and we have Venomage in Perception, Protection, Peril, and Mercurial. None of the sets are like 4-piece or anything like that. We've got Protection almost to a 4-piece. I might actually revisit this build and look at getting it to a 4-piece. Now, I know that Venomage is also part of a lot of starter links, so you can get her on a brand new account. We pulled her and we've got a +3, so we almost have it to +4, but I still use Venomage in my clan boss team. Venomage is in my Demon Lord team as my main poisoner, but also her heal reduction is crazy. Certain bosses, certain types of content, whether Cursed City, whether Doom Tower, whether Grim Forest, that heal reduction comes through so consistently that, again, it's just that reliability factor that I can count on her to deliver. So let's go through a build roughly, or stats: 56k HP, 4.5k attack, 3k defense, 230 speed, 111% crit rate, 99% crit damage, 167 resistance, 329 accuracy. Keep in mind, the 3 champions I've just showed, Uugo, Rector, and Venomage. Of those 3 champions so far, Uugo is consistently a champion I visit 3 or 4 times a week to check her build and to make sure that I've built her optimally. But Rector and Venomage, Rector's built decently in my opinion, but Venomage looks like she can do a lot better. Looking at her HP, looking at her defense, even her speed. So maybe this is one of the builds or the champions that I will revisit to allow for her to impact even more. Again, I use it in my clan boss team. My clan boss team is not speed tuned, so she's just, again, consistent with those poisons. She is fully mastered. She is then also fully booked, and we've got in Phantom Touch as the blessing. Her aura is an additional 45 accuracy in all battles, and then we've got in the Golden Elixir, which just provides some additional HP and increases that survivability factor as well. We've also got this little gem in the gem slot on the relic, which means that bosses deal 5% less damage to her because I use it in Demon Lord, so I feel that's very, very, very important. So when looking at a kit, very, very briefly, her A3 is crazy. Her A3 is an AoE attack that places that heal reduction and then places poisons. Then her A2 comes with a decreased defense as well, and then a decreased attack if that target is under a poison debuff. So I always start with that A3 and then go into the A2, and if both of them are on cooldown, we then do the A1 that destroys max HP by 75% if the target is under heal reduction debuff. And that heal reduction debuff is for 3 turns, right? That heal reduction debuff is for 3 turns. So if the enemies do not have a cleanser, or if there's no cleansing mechanic on the enemy's kit, before that heal reduction is off cooldown, that A2 and that A1 is going to be used consistently. Then she also has a passive that enemies under heal reduction inflict 15% less damage. So again, this is +3 Venomage with a 3-star soul. I still use her in my main clan boss team today. She is the main poisoner on my clan boss team, the only poisoner on my clan boss team. So on to the next one. Champion number 4 in the 5 epics that carried our count is Fatman. Sounds like I'm looking in the mirror. Anyway, Fahrakin the Fat with accuracy, righteous, speed, and stone skin. He is also absolutely consistent. And the one regret that I have when it comes to Fahrakin is that I actually had 2 of them. As you can see, +1. And I genuinely regret +1ing Fatman. Why? Sand Devil. Is it Sand Devil or Shogun? I think it's Sand Devil. 2 Fahrakins in Sand Devil. It is great. It's absolutely great, and they do tons of damage. But I guess I got excited, +1'd him instantly. And just to go over his stats, 47k HP, 4,655 attack, 3.5k defense, 236 speed, 49% crit rate, 119% crit damage, 254 resistance, and 275 accuracy. So the accuracy is mainly for the A2 to land those poisons or the burns, and then the A1 is purely just a decreased defense single target, but the A3 is where it all comes together. After placing a 30% increased crit rate and a 30% increased crit damage buff on everybody for 3 turns, he then gets everybody to do an attack together. Unity. He also has a passive, a body block, deflects 20% of all incoming damage this champion receives onto all allies. The damage will be spread equally across all allies. So that's pretty cool. And then I've got him built in Phantom Touch, fully mastered, fully booked, as you can see there. And we've got him in Golden Elixir as well, just to increase that survivability factor and to get some additional heals right there. Guys, keep in mind, by no means is this the guide. By no means am I saying these champions will carry your account. I'm just telling you the honest truth that they carried my account. They carried my account from when I started. As soon as I pulled them until now, I literally use each and every one of these champions every single day in raid, in different content. So yeah, I used to use Fatman in Clan Boss as well, but because he kind of mitigates one of the champion's abilities, I had to turn off that ability, and that was the first time that I explored team setups and whatnot in Clan Boss, and I just wasn't diligently doing it at the time, so might be something that I revisit. On to the last champion in the 5 epic champions that have carried my account. I'm sure if you guys have been looking at the roster, you guys know who it is, and it is trusty old Geomancer. There's not much to say about Geomancer that hasn't already been said, but when I pulled him on my account, Clan Boss changed. Many forms of content that have a boss became more accessible and became slightly easier. My Geomancer is in Stone Skin, Feral, Protection, Righteous, and Pinpoint, and his stats are 54,500 HP, 3,500 attack, 3,800 defense, 233 speed, 26 crit rate, 138 crit damage, 181 resistance, and 316 accuracy. He's fully mastered and fully booked. His A1 is an AoE that decreases all accuracy on all enemies. His A2 actually came in clutch very early on to steal a buff from the Magic Guardian in the Potion Keep as a challenge, but it steals all debuffs if the target is under an HP burn, and then it also reduces the cooldown of Quicksand Grasp by 2 turns if the target is killed by this skill while under an HP burn debuff placed by Geomancer. Quicksand Grasp is the A3. This is, and it's helped me in Fire Knight. It's still my main clan boss damage dealer. Geomancer still does the most damage in my clan boss. This is the main attack from his kit. This is what we use the most. It fully depletes the target's turn meter, fills this champion's turn meter by the amount the target loses, has a 75% chance of placing an HP burn and a 25% weaken debuff on the target for 2 turns, which is bookable to 100%. So we've got that down to a 3-turn cooldown because he's fully booked, and this is what does the damage to bosses. This is what has helped me get through normal Fire Knight back in the day. Everybody gets the shield down and Geomancer comes through with the A3. The turn meter disappears. You celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. It's a celebration. So yeah, man, Geomancer does that so well. He's in Cruelty. He's also got an aura for 25% additional HP in all battles. But let's not forget about the passive, which I will read. Stone God decreases the damage all allies receive by 15% and deflects that damage onto each enemy under HP burn placed by Geomancer. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. This skill will not activate on duplicate copies of this champion if this particular champion is dead. Whenever this champion is attacked, deflects 30% of the damage instead. When deflecting damage on each enemy hit has a 30% chance of dealing additional damage equal to 3% of the target's max HP. This is exactly why when I used to use Fat Man in conjunction with Geomancer in Clan Boss, I used to turn off Fat Man's A2 because the burn will override this burn if placed after this burn. So that's at least my understanding. If I am wrong, let me know down in the comments below. Those are their kits. He's also in Golden Elixir just to get that slight additional accuracy and the survivability, and he's also got the gem that allows for bosses to deal 5% less damage. Those are the 5 champions of the epic rarity that had carried me on my account. Now let's do honorable mentions. Runekeeper is absolutely insane. Use him in tons of content. Vogoth, phenomenal epic champion, tons of content. And then Creodin, definitely one of my favorite epics. And then there's one more epic, Ethlin the Golden. Ethlin the Golden, right there, recently bought his 5-star soul. We had 4 and we got the 5th. So these are all champions that are absolutely fantastic for honorable mentions. But there you have it. Tons of epics still on my account that I'm excited to explore and excited to use. But those 5 champions, in all honesty, have been and continue carrying me through content on my account. That's been fun. I enjoy speaking about champions that I find possibly more accessible and that many of you might have. It just makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to speak too much more about this. I would just like to say thank you once again to Raid for sponsoring this video and for hooking us up with our own download link that you guys can find in the description below. Uugo is the first epic champion that'll say hello to you in that link. Using that link directly supports me and directly supports the channel. Have a fantastic day. Good luck if you're going for the fusions. Good luck if you're looking for these epics. I hope you pull them soon. Keep vibing. Have a good time. Happiness is a choice. Kindness is free. Leave your mark, yo. Peace out.